Hey guys, what's up? My name is Cam, like Cam with the camera, and today I'm just gonna take you through my editing process and walk you along, I guess, my thoughts about editing and how I edit. I'm gonna be editing with Lightroom. This is all shot on a Canon 80D. I got a little Sigma 1835 that I shot this with. So this was from a recent meetup that we had. We had about 4 photographers come out, 4 models come out, and we went to an antique mall, or antique shop I should say, and we gave each other 15 minutes around, and we tried to see what we could come up with in those short little time frames. So this is one of those pictures from that meetup. So take a look at the screen right here. Alright. So I really like this picture right here. This one was just in one of the first corners that we actually saw. She actually grabbed this big white hand. She said, yo, we gotta do something with this stuff. I said, all right, let's make it happen. As far as lights, I think there's a light in the back right corner. You can see that kind of hitting her. And then there's a bunch of lighting above it. It was kind of a confined area, but you know, there is no like short ceilings. It was all tall ceilings, just kind of like booths or stations. And so she had this jacket on, and we got this, you know, had her sit right here, try to frame it up by the mirror. And yeah, let me go ahead and start editing this. All right. So. To the original. Actually, yeah, we'll go ahead and reset to the original. So my bad earlier, I had already kind of edited. I think I just cropped it. That's really all I did. But you know, now that I cropped it, I kind of like it better wide actually. So you know, we're gonna go with that. Exposure. I never really mess with the exposure too much. Just because it just really starts to blow out certain colors. I like to give it a little bit of contrast. Highlights. Kind of want to make it show where that light source is coming from over there. Shadows. Let's see. Mainly just affecting these areas right here. The question is, do we want to reveal those areas or do we want to show them? I think we can show them for right now. If we need to go back and make it darker, we can just jump in Photoshop and do that. So, white, way too much white. Give it maybe +14. Raise the blacks just a little bit. Tone curves, alright. So, move it up a little bit, down a little bit this way. That way. Alright. This is where you can get really creative with like the look that you want to get with your picture. You can just really dial in, I guess, a certain type of tone or type of vibe that you're really going for. So I just encourage you, just to play around with it. A lot of people are afraid just to grab some stuff and just to play around with the sliders. They're afraid to make mistakes. This is more golden, kind of harsh, but this is a little bit softer of a vibe. Something like that. A little bit more of those highlights up, or midtones I should say, not highlights. Ooh, see what this is doing to her hair? It's way too much right there. Way too little. Somewhere in the middle. I'm gonna take it down just a little bit. Yeah, something like that. Alright, let's take a look at the reds. So with the red curve is just red and green. So we'll go ahead and make some of our points, some midtones, some highlights. There we go. A slight green to it. There we go. That makes it a little too flat for me. Way too extreme. I just like playing around sometimes, just seeing what color combinations, what just catches my eye the best. Something like that tone right there. Just a little bit of change, not too much. Not too much at all. Right there. So again, I just like to go ahead and add a couple different points just to have these flexibilities. Let's see what we're gonna play with first. With that. Alright, so this is greens and purples. I like that tone right there. Don't really have to do too much with this right now. We've got blues and yellows. So let's play with the blues. See, it's making it a lot cooler of a picture compared to right here. It's a very warm picture. Kind of want to balance out her skin tones a little bit. Still bringing that gold though. The gold from the corner. Do with our midtones. Too much. Right there. Okay, now to go with our color. So, how vibrant do we want to make this picture? I don't want to make it super vibrant because it's kind of a vintagey feeling. So, maybe we'll take down the vibrance and raise it. Oh, nope, that's way too far. Way too far. Excuse me, I just got contacts are fogging up a little bit. Alright, we're good to go now. So vibrance, saturation. I think we're just going to desaturate just a little bit. Alright, here's one of my favorite things to mess with is the color mixer. So you can just isolate different colors, change the hue, saturation, luminance, like how bright it is and whatnot. So I really enjoy this part. This is where you can really get some stylized effects. With that red, kind of want to make that red pop a little bit as far as in the background. So it can kind of draw this line. If you see this red, it'll just kind of lead it to your face. Same with on her lips. Kind of want to leave that red the way it is. All right, let's see what's up with orange. Since we did an orange tint on the whole picture, everything is going to have going to be adjusted in this hue slider. So if we want to make it more magenta, make it that way, more green that way. But I like orange. Just add a hint, just a hint in there like that. Brighten up her skin a little bit. I think that's really starting to come together well. Yellow is probably gonna affect, the yellow is probably gonna affect this picture behind her, yeah. And where that light source is coming from. So, I kinda wanna, a little harsh looking. You wanna make this more green or more orange? Green, it's a little too green in my eyes. So, yeah, we're gonna go a little bit more orange, and we're just gonna desaturate it just a little bit. You got still a nice leading line. These patterns all go pretty well together, honestly. Greens. Maybe mess up the leaves, not too much there. Blues. Any strong blues? No. Strong teal colors? No. Do you have any strong? Nope. And no. Alright. Got our colors right there. So now we're gonna go to effects. Make a little bit clarity. More clarity gives you more contrast. It just makes it kind of pop out a little bit more. These dehaze. One thing that I always do that I forgot to do to start off with is I always enable lens corrections and remove chromatic aberration. Just because you see the difference that this makes. It just kind of brings the picture out a lot more. Level, let's go to auto level because it'll read these lines right here. Yep, alright, we're still good. Do we want to crop it? I think I like the wider crop, honestly. I like it better than before. So now we have this. We're gonna go ahead and go into Photoshop. So it's gonna take a minute to open up. Excuse me. Now I'm doing a dynamic link. So I open Photoshop in Lightroom. So all the changes that I make in Photoshop will reflect in the Lightroom gallery. So I don't have to re-upload the Photoshopped image into my Lightroom. It's just already there. I believe it tells you how many layers is on top as well, which is pretty cool. So go ahead and drag this on over. All right, and Control J, make a copy. After we make a copy, we are going to mess with the curves. Again, we're gonna go a little bit brighter right here. So we're gonna dodge and burn. So I'm gonna go to blending options. Bring this on over here. Slider will go up and you want to use this slider down here, which is pretty much saying we're going to subtract these shadows and everything in the light right here, all this light stuff. That's the part that's going to be coming through. So if you want to soften the light like I'm doing right now to spread it out a little bit more, you just press the Alt and you click on one of the corners of the pointers. Just like that, you have some nice soft light that you can also further diffuse once you apply these settings. So I just press Control Alt Shift and E to make a copy of that visible layer. And now I'm going to trash the second layer, and now we just have layer 2, layer 1, and my locked background layer. So now that I'm in layer 2, we go to image, we go to apply image, and we're gonna apply image to image 1. So, or layer 1. So once we press layer 1 right here, then instead of multiply, we're gonna go to subtract. So we want to take out those parts that have the shadows. We're gonna say okay. So now that we're here, it's gonna look a little funky like this. So now we're gonna go to soft light, and boom, we just kind of made this happen. So this is the before, and this is the after. I don't like to apply everything to the whole picture, so what I do, I go to add a layer mask, and then I press Control I, which inverts everything. So now everywhere I paint is going to be that selection. So it's already painted on the picture for you. You just have to go over with the brush. So it gives it a very smooth, natural looking feel. So I pass it up a little bit. So I press X to reveal and black to conceal. It's kind of the word, kind of a little phrase to go by, I guess they say. So press X again, conceal a little bit, just to kind of brush some softness in. Just a little bit. I'll change it just to here more. Flow up just a again, once you get this filled in too, you can also play with the opacity to really dial in the lighting that you want to do. So once I get here, I'm going to press Control Alt Shift and Control Alt Shift and E once again, and go ahead and delete this layer. So once we're here, I'm going to go ahead and do the same thing that I did, but now I got to do it to the shadow. So this is called burning. At first we dodged, and so now we're going to burn. So same thing, I'm going to right click and go to blending options. We're going to drag from the opposite side this time, saying we want to delete all the white areas and leave the shaded areas. So I like to start right here and press Alt and drag the corner just to give some really nice soft lights. Or nice soft shadows, I should say. So now again, I press Control Alt Shift and E. I make a copy, delete this, okay. Oops, delete. There we go. That was weird. Alright, so this is the before, this is the after. Made the picture a lot darker. I don't necessarily want the whole picture to be darker, but I do want to save some of these shadows. So what I'm going to do is, again, I'm going to go to Add a Layer Mask and press Control I, which gives me my original picture back. And I'm just going to go to the opacity down here, kind of drop it low, and just kind of paint some of these shadows onto her, just to give her a little bit more depth. Maybe just a little bit on the jacket. It's kind of general. I'm gonna turn the opacity up too high. See, that's what happens if it's too high. It just doesn't look that good. Press Z to zoom in a little bit, and press X. Wait to reveal. I like that. Yeah, I like that. I'm gonna add some more darkness in here. Let's see. Let's add some more. That's too. So press Control Z to undo that. So we're gonna turn this opacity down. Same with the brushes I just made. We're gonna keep the opacity about 60. Hit some of those edges. I just kind of want to draw the attention. Light up shade. Boom! Alright, here we go. Control Alt Shift E to make a copy. Gotta dodge and burn. Now we're going to do Control J, copy of this layer right here. So now I'm going to do multiply. I think multiply always just adds more depth to the picture. Even though right now it's super dark, it just adds some really nice tones in there. So I'm just gonna play with the opacity just a little bit. That right there. Change this fill to here. So then again, I'm gonna go to this layer mask. In there, this B for my brush tool. White reveals, black conceals. So there we go. Shadows right there. I like that kind of dark carpet area. That looks kind of cool. So we're just gonna play with that. And then, let's see, kind of even up the shadows on this cabinet. Again, everything I'm doing, I'm just trying to draw attention to the center of the frame or to the model. I want all my lines to be heading in that direction. So this layer we just painted on. If you ever want to make an adjustment to any of these layers, by the way, just go ahead and click the actual layer. You go to Image, Adjustments, Curves, and you can individually go up here and just change. Yeah, change your stuff just like that. Alright, I'm probably just gonna cut that out. So, here we go. Layer 6. Now that we're here, I just want to go ahead and get rid of some of these other layers just because we've just been layered on top of each other. I just want to save some space whenever I do my editing. And now, I like to add either a film texture. I feel like I should bring out some of these whites a little bit more. So, what I'm going to do, I'm going to bring out these whites a little bit more. Here we go, let's see, brush. And then we want to, actually, let's do it this way. Show you some of the power in this. Right now, I'm just looking at her skirt because I want that flower to really pop out. And my linear dodge looks good. So again, I'm gonna add a layer mask. Control I, brush. Look at that. Making those whites really just pop out. Zoom in a little bit with this brush. I'm gonna press the little bracket to make it smaller. Kind of drawn in there. Zoom in a little bit more. Yeah, if you ever just mess up, you just press X and throw that down here. This is a little too much of a flow. Too harsh. The way I'm going to do that is I'm just going to go back over with the lower opacity with the cover tool. I'm still make it pop out a little bit. I know I'm kind of all over the place. Alright, so press Z to control. Control Z to zoom out. That looks a lot better before, after, before, and after. Oh shit. I'm gonna press Control Z real quick. Damn, did I just do that? Let's see. I think I just deleted everything out. Control Alt V. Keep going, keep going. Huh. Alright, so here we go. Coming back. I don't know what just happened, y'all. I kept my colors. It looked like my dodging and burning still the same. But the crazy part is, y'all. Alright, let me go ahead and speed through this real quick again. Literally just did all that and deleted it. So now I'm going back really quickly. We still have time in this video. We're at 27 minutes right now. So I still have 3 minutes left. Control Shift E. Can we edit this in 3 minutes? I believe we can. So this is what we're gonna do. We're gonna edit the same thing we just did. Image, by image. Subtract. Okay. Soft light. Soft light. And we do Control I. Boom. So once you get a flow going, guys, it's pretty simple. I just rushed. I don't know what happened. I'm writing this up right there. That's pretty much all I wanted to do in that picture. So curves, I'm gonna go down. Shadows like we just did. I like how the jacket looks in dark shadows. Blending options. We got an underlining layer. Alt. These nice soft shadows. Probably something like red. Right there. Control B. And then delete this. Image. Apply image. To layer 9. Okay. Soft light again. Boom. This Control I. Actually, I liked it better, a little bit darker like that. So we're gonna do it one more time. And so now the next thing we're gonna do is go to multiply. Where is multiply? Boom. Turn this opacity down to about right there. Fill to about right here. Okay. Should I do a mask to it? Let's take a look and see what it looks like. Before, after, before, after. I like that a little bit darker, maybe a little bit better. So, 1, 2, 3. So I think that this picture is done. So now I'm going to go to File. Actually, go ahead and yeah, we'll leave these layers up. I don't want to do like I just did and delete all the layers I just worked on. So I did a speed edit and try to do it in about 3 minutes, and I almost got it. So, you know, once you get this down, you can really knock out pictures. People talk about they take longer, and they do take forever, you know, if you want to really hone it down. But most of the time for the internet, it's good enough, unless you're really getting these printed or in magazines or something. Then I can see why you'd really spend all that time. But I just want to go ahead and get it out there. So this one, I'm going to put in this folder that I was already doing it. So JPEG. Alright. We're going to name this again with the hands number 2. The hand number 2. And alright. Just gonna go ahead and save it. Add some quality. Most of the time, I just go ahead and do 12. But if you want to make money, you could just give somebody maybe like a 6. And if they go to try to print it out, it's gonna be like really pixely. So if they want to pay you for the high quality image, you can just send them this and charge them that fee. So then they have to get the high quality image from you. But this was a pre-TFP shoot. I love shooting with her, so it's all good. And let me save over here. Let me check. Yep, again with the hand number 2. So I'm gonna show you. There's our picture. I just dragged it on in. That simple. So I hope y'all enjoyed this little tutorial, just kind of showing you the inside of how I edit and some things that can kind of go wrong. You'll see a photographer's perspective or a creative's perspective on how you just get through this work and how things can just happen and the slow workflow. But as you see, we got it back and we did not give up. So thank you for watching this video, and be sure to like, comment, and subscribe, and I'll catch you on the next video. Peace.